Good evening, folks. Well, it's Saturday evening and the sun is setting. This day's coming to an end. Sure is peaceful and quiet. The geese have finally landed, so I don't have them in the background right now. But today ends and tomorrow begins, and tomorrow will be January 18th, 2015. We will be exactly 365 days away from the Iowa primary and 375 days away from the New Hampshire primary. And you say, well, Redneck, why is that important? Well, first place, for those of you who think this country is broken, you think you've been taxed without representation, you want to have your voice heard and you really don't know how to do it. For those of you who have just given up and said, let's go to guns, this is a chance for you to make a statement without having to go to guns. The Iowa primaries and both the New Hampshire primaries allow write-ins. Now, if you don't live in those states, you contact anybody you know who does live in those states, or you flood those states with this message. We want to send the shot heard round the world. We want to put 2 blue-collar vets who know what it is to have to work day to day, live paycheck to paycheck, and the problems with America are not that difficult. The only reason they seem that difficult is because the lawyers, the politicians, and all the other people up there, the money men, want to make it seem difficult to you. That's so you'll be scared to open your mouth or try to join in or help out. And it's going to take one hard-headed SOB to stand up there and tell them, you work for the people. The people do not work for you. It's time you start listening to your bosses who pay you. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to write in Robert McLeod Jr. for president, John Turkey Anderson or John Anderson for vice president. And by the way, the names Redneck and Turkey, they are militia call signs. I'm Redneck, John is Turkey. And for those of you who seem to get offended by the term redneck, let me remind you, the term redneck comes from the coal miners in Blair Mountain. 13,000 of them stood up against being oppressed. They went to guns. There is honor in standing up for your rights. They wore red bandanas to signify themselves from the enemy. So if you're offended by the term redneck, you need to get over it. You need to start getting real. You need to start paying attention. It's time to take America back. Once you write in those names, the media storm will be a hurricane, because the media is nothing more than a bunch of piranha anyway. And you always say, well, Redneck, people donate billions of dollars to campaigns to get somebody elected. Look, I don't want you to donate a dime to me. I want you to keep your money for yourself and support your families. You need every penny you got as it is. Why would you want to go out and start donating to somebody that's just going to stand up and tell you lies at election time and then forget about you as soon as they get back to Washington? It's time to let them know we've been thinking about them 365 days out of the year when they only think about us at election time. I can promise you this. I will make that message clear and concise once I get to Washington, and I will carry my BFH with me because I like moving stubborn, hard-headed things with a BFH. The only promise I'm going to make you is I'm going to make sure that Washington knows they work for you. And you will be able to see it from the first days in office. Shutting the border down will be the first priority. And if you're here illegally, grab your bags and get ready to go because you're out of here. And if there's any way possible, some of these scandals that we've been hearing about, there will be arrest warrants issued immediately. If there's any way to convict them, you will see public trials. I promise you, I've had enough of the treason just like the rest of you, and I ain't scared. Now, are you scared? Because if you ain't scared, Get ready to take your pen or get ready to electrically punch them buttons. And it's Robert McLeod Jr. and John Anderson, President and Vice President. Let's make this happen. Or you can wait till November and vote for whoever the media has put on the ballot for you and have the same old stuff, different day. You get exactly what you asked for. Y'all think about it. That's a redneck thought for Saturday. I hope you have a blessed day, and I want you to please consider what we're talking about.